Our next speaker is Bill Mansour, West Covina Fire Department, Fire Captain. Citizens of West Covina, my name is Bill Mansour. My current rank is Fire Captain, and I have been serving our community for over 19 years as an employee of the West Covina Fire Department. Many of you are aware the City of West Covina has declared a fiscal emergency and given the current city manager emergency powers to manage this issue. One of the options you have been presented to manage this fiscal emergency is to contract fire department services to Los Angeles County Fire Department, resulting in a 3-station model with the current surrounding contract cities supplementing service. Our current fire chief has presented to you that this model will improve response times, resources, and services, resulting in a savings of approximately $50 million over a 10-year period. All options presented to you include some sort of cut, whether it be 2 stations or laying off employees and reducing the overtime budget. Additionally, it has been presented to you by our current city manager and our current fire chief that the option to contract fire department services with the Los Angeles County Fire Department is the most viable option for the city of West Covina due to the current fiscal emergency. The city manager has also stated numerous times that the current fiscal emergency is unequivocally due to lost revenue from the current and evolving COVID-19 pandemic, which is why these options are being presented to you now. Now, let me tell you what you may not know. In February 2019, the West Covina Firefighters Association filed a lawsuit against the city of West Covina and our former fire chief, who was terminated in April of 2019. This lawsuit was settled sometime around the final quarter of 2019. Part of the settlement between the city of West Covina and the West Covina Firefighters Association was to obtain a full survey from the Los Angeles County Fire Department if the public safety tax failed during the March 2020 election. This settlement also included that if the public safety tax succeeded, in addition to the current 12% raises given to the West Covina Firefighters Association, association members would also receive retro pay and additional raises through pay, benefits, and/or incentives. I am only aware of this because our former acting fire chief, who promoted to the position from the rank of firefighter, paramedic, informed me of the settlement shortly after the settlement had been agreed upon and finalized. The former acting fire chief is now the West Covina Firefighters Association Union President and was individually named as a claimant in the lawsuit against the city while he held the acting fire chief position. Subsequently, after completing his time as acting fire chief, he was given a non-budgeted administrative fire captain's position and told me it was part of his contract for serving as acting fire chief. The same information was confirmed to me from one of our current assistant fire chiefs, as well as our current fire chief. If transparency is truly what the city administration wants to convey to its citizens, why not make this settlement public document so you can see why I'm a little confused and more so concerned that these important facts have not been presented to our citizenry. In lieu of the abstenable current fiscal emergency, these misrepresentations go against city core values, specifically ethical and fiscal responsibility. Finally, I will leave you with this small piece of information which I believe frames the optics for these unethical personnel and questionable fiscal actions to a larger degree. On or about May of 2019, while attending a concerts in the park event, our current mayor said to me, in the presence of our former mayor and another West Covina Fire Department employees, "You don't do your job, I fire you. That's why I fired Chris Freeland and hired Carmody to the fire police chief and the fire chief on the same day. Unprecedented," he exclaimed. Currently, practically every new employee and our department head has been hired have direct connections to our current city manager or those he has hired in high positions. To be clear, becoming a Los Angeles County Fire Department employee would be a relieving reprieve from the current harassing, hostile, and harmful working environment I have endured working in the West Covina Fire Department for the past 19 years. These purposeful misrepresentations, omissions, and inaccurate information are not what the citizens of West Covina deserve.